everyone, this is class 1 of the Sunday classes on April 28th, 2019. I'm Grandmaster Finegold. We have some people showing up late, which is weird because he was here 20 minutes ago. But I guess he's not used to going to probably his first class ever, right? Yeah. Okay. And also his behavior is unconscionable. So as you all know, and actually you do all know, I played in the chess tournament last week, or for you at home, you know, last year. Foxwoods, which is a casino resort in Connecticut. And Christopher's heard of Connecticut. Yeah. I was talking to somebody about Connecticut a couple of weeks ago, and there was an adult, but you know, we're in the South here. And the guy's like, yeah, that's really close. And I was like, well, what? He's, oh, I was thinking Kentucky. Yeah. So he was close, but not really. It started with a cuss sound, so that was good. Anyway, the Continental Chess Association, which runs a lot of the big tournaments in the U.S., they had a tournament, annual tournament at Foxwoods, and then they didn't. And it was running every year between, like, you know, 2000 and 2007, but, you know, before that too. Then they stopped, and then about 4 or 5 years ago they had one, then they stopped, and now they have it again. Now, Foxwoods, I've played in it before. It's one of those tournaments with 6, 7, 8 sections, under this, under that. And the open section has a huge prizes, as do the other sections. And then it's FIDE rated and there's norms and all that. Because of that, my tournament was 9 rounds, because you have to have 9 rounds at least to get norms. IM and GM norms, and WM GM norms. And for the other sections, it was 7 rounds. So I actually went before Karen. She played in the under 1800 and I played in the open. Now, when I play in chess tournaments, I draw all my games. That way everybody's happy, except me. And in this instance, after 8 rounds, I had no draws. I haven't played tournament in a while, so I guess I wasn't as solid as usual. So we're going to have a look at each game, just one position. I might show you one move. I might show you the rest of the game. I haven't decided yet. But I've taken a position from each game, except for the game that I lost to Justin Sarkar. That was too complicated for this class. I don't understand the game either. Also, the computer doesn't understand the game. So that game made no sense. But I lost, so that's good. Anyway, the other 8 games, I have a position from each game. We'll try to get to them. Unfortunately.
Trying is a perception failure.
Very good, Raj. Okay, so this was my first game with a guy from Lebanon. After the game, he said, oh, I like your videos. Before the game, he said, rawr. Okay. Black has the advantage. One of the reasons Black's better is my rooks are better. Right, Christopher? Yeah. My rooks are on the open C line. My knight on E5 is pretty good. My bishops are fianchettoed. If I showed you the beginning of the game, you might not agree with my play, but things worked out. Okay, and we'll go back. My opponent in this position, he noticed his A-pawn was attacked because his A-pawn's attacked. Right, Christopher? Yeah. So he has 2 things he can do. He chose the wrong one. Now, he was in time trouble because we play really slowly. He can move the A-pawn, A5. That's what the computer does. He decided to do something trickier. And last night, when I was at karaoke, between songs, they played Tricky by Run DMC. Yeah, that's right. And Karen's like, what? Okay. This move is tricky because the 2 pieces that are attacking his A-pawn, one of them is my queen, right? But my queen's also defending my D-pawn. In theory, a D-pawn's worth more than an A-pawn. In theory, communism works. Simpsons quote. From a long time ago. Yeah. Unfortunately, he missed, I wouldn't call it a tactic. I guess it's a tactic. I don't know. It's a tactic, I guess, that I play after we do this trade. So knight B3 is actually the losing move. If he had played A5, I'm marginally butter, okay, with no butter. Anyway, so I took on A4 because I saw what I was going to do, and I'll ask the class. After we take on A4, and he gets his pawn back, right, and takes on D6. Not only did he get his pawn back, he got a D-pawn for an A-pawn. My B-pawn's hanging. So he was like, man, I got my pawn back. I got rid of his center pawn, and I'm attacking something. But now Black's winning This is the move that he missed when he played knight to b3.
Knight c4?
Knight c4. Attacking and defending. Bam. Defending my pawn. We can all agree on that. Attacking his rook. And now, something you don't know, because, it's too hard for the class, it's an X-ray. You should see the confused look Christopher has. That's perfect. Perfect. And then what? That was also good. Yeah, you did perfect. Okay, so I'm actually attacking the B pawn because my knight's defended by my bishop. Hard to explain. So for example, if white moves his rook to one of the two safe squares, d3 or d1, I think that's the only safe squares, right? Then I can play knight takes b2. And not only do I win a pawn, let's go here for no reason, now my rook's even better. I got some pressure there on the C line, and I'm attacking his rook. Man, the truth hurts. So his knight b3 was no good, but he's in time trouble. So he didn't want to lose a pawn and go down like no punk. So he played wild and crazy because, like Christopher, he's a big Steve Martin fan.
What?
Exactly. Yeah. Also, you've heard of Steve Martin. No. You still haven't heard of him.
What?
Yeah. Like in 10 minutes, I'm going to say, who's that guy we were talking about 10 minutes ago? And you're going to go, what? You think he'll remember in 10 minutes? No, absolutely not. Okay, so he sacrificed the exchange. He is a fan of my videos, so maybe he thought it was on the stream. He took my bishop. I took his rook. I'm up the exchange. Also, I'm threatening his bishop and his c-pawn. Now, when you sacrifice material, you would like to have compensation. Like, oh, my pieces are good. I'm the best, right? What about this guy? Is that guy the best? What will we say in German? Ich don't think so. Or you could say nein. Either one's good. Now, he played bishop e5, saving his bishop and attacking my knight. I played knight c4, again, attacking his bishop, and he went here. Okay, so what he would like to do is get his queen here. Then he would be checkmating me, right? So if I was white, I would go queen c1, queen h6, etc., mainly. Right, but he can't do that for obvious reasons. It's not his turn. My turn. Okay, so I played e5 because I don't like cement. I don't want to cement his bishop with him playing e5 later. Then I'll never get that bishop out of there. Now, when I play e5, not only can he not cement his bishop, but I can play queen c6 and kick his bishop out because the pawn's not on e6 anymore. Okay, so e5 is a good move. He played bishop h3 attacking my rook, but I saw it. Okay. And he played queen d1, and he's threatening, anybody? Anyone? What's the threat?
Queen d7?
That's not really a threat, that just trades queens. You have the right square, though.
Wait, bishop d7.
Bishop d7's annoying. And I know annoying. I've been married 3 times. Yeah, exactly. See, when Karen's not in the room, I can make that joke. Otherwise, Now you know if Karen's in the room. All right, so I played queen c6. And now, the reason I played queen c6 had a lot to do with Barney the dinosaur. Yeah, because he was going to mate me. That was the line I was showing you guys. But I mate you. I mate you. Yeah, see, I can mate you too. Okay, I don't mean Bono. I mean you, not that you two, right?
What? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's heard of you two and Bono. No. Okay, so the idea is if he goes here, I don't take his bishop and he takes my rook. I take on e4, threatening queen h1 and queen g2 mate. If he plays the move you should never play,
f6 or f3.
f3, I can't take on f3 because he trades queens and takes my rook. So I would just throw in this check. And then my rook can move to safety. Okay. So he played queen to d7. Now, you guys were taught, not by me, by somebody else, that you should trade when you're ahead. Or you could listen to me and never trade. Also good. If I trade on d7, he takes with the bishop. Then my rook has to go hide somewhere. If it's his move, let's pretend it's white's move. What's he do?
Queen takes queen, no.
Then I take with the bishop. That sounds better than me taking his queen, because my rook can stay in the center. My bishop on c6 attack his e-pawn. Anyway, you were correct. He doesn't have a threat. If it's his move, he can't do anything that I'm scared of. So I was like, well, I'm not scared of him taking my queen. I'm not scared of him taking anything. So I said, I'm going to do something.
Knight takes b2?
Yeah, like that, right. Yeah. My move is actually better than knight b2, but it's close. I played a5. I want to play knight takes b2, and then I want to queen my pawn. However, if I play a4, his knight's not so good. Not good. And then I'll take on b2, I'll make a queen, everybody's happy. a5 is the computer move, so I guess I was cheating. Because I made a good move in time trouble. Ridiculous. Okay. Never play f3. But if he moves his queen around the board, queen takes e4 is good. Right? However, I can't play queen takes e4 now, Christopher, because he would play queen takes rook check. That's funny. My bishop was going to defend my knight via an x-ray, and now my queen is defending my rook via an x-ray. Right? Maybe I've been in the wrong profession here. Maybe I should have been a radiologist.
Yeah.
Do they make more money than chess players?
I think.
That's right. They make more money than anybody. Yeah. Okay. So he played f3. Never do that. I played a4, as I previously mentioned I would. He played knight c1. And I put him in check. So he got out of check. Good plan, right? Okay. And I played bishop c6. Now, if you look at the move number, if you have good vision, we're on move 41. That means we made the time control, we get an extra half an hour. Confusing Christopher. He's like, what does that mean?
What?
Yeah. So, in this tournament, and in most Grandmaster tournaments, it's not like game in 30, like today, or game in 90, like yesterday. They give you a certain amount of time to make a certain number of moves. Then when you make those moves, they give you more time. So this was the more time. We got more time. And then he was like, man, my position is no good. Now, what's funny is, when I was a kid, we were taught this is worth that and this is worth that. So we were like, okay, black's up 2, because black's up a rook for a bishop. That's like 2, right? When I turn the engine on, it doesn't say 2. It says like 7. Because his knight on c1 is really good, except it's not really good. And his king is really safe, except his king's not really safe. Okay, and I'm going to take this and make a queen. So his king is open. I'm going to get it past a-pawn up the exchange, so he resigned. Now, you at home, you should never resign because your opponents are suspicious. Everybody can lose every position. But at the top level, some guys want to go eat before the next round, so they resign. In my games, when people resigned, which happened in games... Actually, I apologize. I wanted to say it happened in my first 8 games, but it's not true. There was a game in which I won where my opponent did not resign, and he didn't lose on time.
Nakamura?
You mean left? Right? He lose on time then. Yeah. No, you're like, how do you win at chess? What's the way you win?
You checkmate him on the board?
Yeah. That's unusual at the top level. Christopher's like, I do it every day. I get checkmated every game. What's the problem? Yeah, but yeah, at the top level. Now, when you get checkmated at the top level, I'm calling my games the top level. When that happens, that's because the guy lets you because it's like sort of cool. That's not what happened. He was like, what?
You blundermate in 1?
Yeah. He was losing anyway, but he was shocked when I made him. Okay, that's later. I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay, game 2, I beat the famous American GM Dominguez. Okay, he's a Costa Rican IM who's older than me. I was close. Okay, and we got this position. Me and Dominguez. Okay, he's older IM. And this position, let me show you what happened. I took his bishop. Notice his rook's hanging because I said so. So he took my pawn. Now, if you count the material, not your strong suit, it's equal. Right? So he thought, it's equal. My bishop on e6 is attacked infinite number of times. Do the math. That's a lot of times the bishop's attacked. Let's ask Karen, how many times is black attacking this bishop?
1, 2, 3.
Is your name Karen?
Let's see. 1,
Carry the 1.
4.
You agree?
Think.
Yeah. Usually a bishop isn't attacked by 4 different pieces. Not usually, but I'm playing. So I get my pieces. Okay. So he thought I would do like a Frenchman and retreat. And then I would go to Twitter and do what?
Retweet.
Yeah, obviously. I'm Tracy Peter. Yeah.
What?
He doesn't know what Twitter is.
He answered
Okay.
the questions I answered.
He's like, don't you mean like Instagram? Yeah. Snapchat? Okay. So now I made a shocking move. It's not shocking because it's good. It's shocking because I saw it and it's good. No, that's not shocking either. I made good moves. It's shocking because it's tactical and I saw it. That's shocking. If it was like boring positional move, I'm all over that. This was a tactical move, and I saw it 3 moves ago. I knew he couldn't do this because of this move. Let's see who in the audience gets it first. What's the tactical shot that White has?
Bishop takes F4.
Man, you were so close. You said bishop takes F, and then you messed up.
Bishop takes F7.
Bishop takes F7. Yeah. Now, he played the move you expected, King H8. But let's look at the other moves. King takes, I have a fork. Who can find it? Oh, wait, I'm not allowed to answer.
Queen B3 check.
Queen B3 check, winning his rook. Okay? If he takes to the queen, his queen is defending his rook. So I would just take his rook. So he played King H8. Okay. And then, this is the game in question. Then, we played and White's winning, but it's sort of close, but White's winning. Okay. Now, in this position, my opponent blundered. We're going to talk about that later. We're going to talk now about what he should have done. What he should have done, I did not see, and he didn't see. Because after the game, he's like, I should have gone here. The move he suggested was very bad. And I said, that's very bad. And he said, okay. So this is the move he should make. Black only has 1 move here where he doesn't have to resign right away. Now, he is down 2 pawns for nothing. And I'm threatening his knight. Now, Christopher, I'm going to show you what he did do. Remember, he was in time trouble. He played knight c5. So, Karen, what move did I make?
Queen G8.
Me. He was like, say, what? Yeah. Okay, so I never mated somebody over 2,200 in a slow game, and they were like, what? Like, he was like, where'd that come from? Okay.
How long did you take to play Queen G8, mate?
Yeah, like a few seconds. Yeah, I had to write his move down on my score sheet. Yeah. No, I didn't see his next move, the right move, so I thought he would resign. So I didn't really care that I mated him. I thought I'm going to win anyway. If he plays the right move, I am going to win anyway, but it's not easy. The right move's very hard to find unless you're an engine, then it's really easy to find.
Queen A3.
Queen A3, no, that's like Anna Kournikova. Looks good, but ain't going to win.
Sack the exchange on B3.
Yeah, that's what
That stops.
Nah, yeah, but I'm up the exchange in 2 pawns. I'm a grandmaster. Yeah.
A long time.
So remember in the previous game, well, you don't. I mate you, you mate me. Remember how I made him with Queen G8? He can try to mate me. You're like, he can? What?
Wait.
The move he suggested after the game does threaten mate, but it's the wrong one.
Queen
Queen
C5.
C5. He suggested Queen A7 to take on F2. Then when I defend F2, then you still got the same issues. Taking your knight, mating you. However, Queen C5 threatens mate and trades queens. Then I won't mate him. And his rook's on the 7th rank. My passed pawn's blocked. I'm up 2 pawns, so I'm winning. But then I would have to keep winning. I have to play a long time and win. Yeah. So Queen C5 is the only move where the game continues. But that's it. Otherwise, resigns. But he hung mate and won. Because time trouble, he didn't see Queen G8 mate. And then I mated him. Remember, never play Bishop F8. Oh, wait a minute. Something like that. Yeah. All right, so I'm 2-0. And I'm an atheist, but God didn't like that I was 2-0. So he's like, all right, now I'm going to show you what happens when you're 2-0. Okay. And after the game, I texted Matt Larson, and I said, I lost. And he said, who'd you lose to? And I said, I lost to that guy. And he said, oh, I played that guy last month at a Blitz tournament. He crushed me. And I was like, okay, good. Yeah. Okay, so in this position, Black has a bad position. White has the 2 bishops, and White has a nicer center. So if you were an engine, you would say like 0.6 or something. Okay, I made a move that loses immediately. my specialty. I played b5. This loses for tactical reasons, which, don't do that, which I didn't see until he moved. Then I was like, oh, yeah, that loses for tactical reasons. Now, you may have noticed, although I doubt it, that my queen isn't very good over here, and this move almost wins my queen. Almost. Where do I go if he goes there? A6. But let's say I couldn't go to A6. Then I would resign after bishop b4. He's like, you can go to A6. Let's prevent that. How did he do that? He prevented it 2 moves in a row.
C takes b5.
He took on b5, which I barely looked at, because that really ruins his center, opens up my rook. Strategically incorrect. Tactically correct. So I realize now if I take back, I lose. But if I don't take back, I lose more. Because he's going to take on c6 and I'm 2 pawns down. Okay, so I took back. And now he defended a6. Again. Bishop b7. Notice how I can't play queen a6 anymore. Did you notice that? And now my rook's attacked. And now bishop b4 is happening. Okay, but like Run DMC.
You're tricky.
Tricky. Remember last night? You do? Okay. And you heard of Run DMC before that.
Don't insult me.
But did you?
Yeah.
And you knew that song?
I didn't know this song.
I've made fun of that song in my lectures about... Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. All right. I'm still mad at her about Nimzovich versus... Okay. So I played the trickiest move ever, which would work against probably all of you. Probably. Didn't work against him. But he didn't see it because he thought a long time. If he had moved in like 5 seconds, that means he saw it. He thought like 3 minutes. So he didn't see this move. Anybody? The trickiest move? Confusing the audience. You will be confused. I am tricky. I'm no good, but I'm tricky. I'm losing a lot, so I'm good when I'm losing. I have a lot of experience. Christopher knows what I'm talking about. Yeah, he was like smiling, yeah. He attacked my rook, so I attacked his queen.
Bishop h6.
Bam! Confusing the whole audience.
Oh, yeah.
White has 1 move that wins. Unfortunately, he saw it. I saw it too, but maybe he won't see it. He said as he poured some more Perrier. What's the only winning move for white?
Can't be queen takes h6, obviously.
Frankly. Queen h6, I play rook takes c3.
Right. Queen e1.
Okay, the queen has to be on d2 because he wants to play bishop b4, and the queen has to defend a2 and b2. So now bishop b4 is not a threat if he plays queen e1, because I'll take on a2 or play queen b2.
Bishop b4.
I'll take his queen. He'll take my queen, and I'll play rook b8, rook c7, whatever.
What if he just goes ahead and plays bishop b2 in this position?
Bishop where?
Up to b2.
I can
Tricky.
play queen f8 or take his queen.
There, t2.
See, it would work against you guys.
If bishop b4, bishop takes queen,
Huh?
bishop takes the other queen.
Right, rook c7 or rook b8, either one.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I haven't heard all this.
Or rook c2. So many defenses.
Queen b2? Where is it?
Yeah, but you're trying to win by force, not trade queens.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. White's winning, but I'm trying to stop you from winning. I predicted a tournament game against the 3 of you. If I'd play bishop h6, I would be doing okay now. I hate these guys that are high rated and good. I hate those guys. Your thing paused for a while on your video. It wasn't that we were quiet. Oh, no, that wasn't what it was. All right, he blocked my bishop.
Oh, f4.
Yeah. Now the same things are happening, but we just play bishop h6, f4. Nothing else changed. And I was like, oh, well. Okay, so now he's threatening bishop b4 again, winning my queen and my rook, so I took. And I'm losing because I'm down the exchange for nothing. Okay, and I lost. But dang. All right, so that was my first loss in 2 years in a slow-rated game. Last game I lost before that was March of 2017 in St. Louis. Okay, then I played Nikhil Kumar, the former world under-12 champion, when I was coaching him. And I was white. And he made a tactical error. Bishop d7, attacking my queen, like I'm nobody. Now, obviously, white's better because he has an isolated d-pawn, and he played f6. But now I calculated a million moves ahead to a winning bishop ending, and then I calculated the bishop ending like 7 moves ahead after that. That's what you like to do, Christopher?
What?
Correct. Yeah. Now, obviously, if I'm calculating, is it moves like h5 or king h2, or is it checks and captures?
Checks and captures.
Yeah, so I take the bishop, attacking his queen. If he takes with a pawn, his a pawn's not defended, because you see what I'm saying? Takes with the queen, my rook takes his queen and he resigns. So he took with a rook. I take his rook. If he takes with the queen, I trade queens and I take on d5 either way. I would take with the rook, because that pins his bishop. Takes with the pawn, I take on a5 again. So he took my queen, and I took here. Now, I am not a computer. I can prove it. I never, ever, 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 ever looked at the computer move here. I'm still winning, but it's an amazing move. Like, it's a move a human would never look at. It's only very, 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 very slightly better than his move. It's close. Queen d7. What? Defending his queen.
Okay.
And then it's the same kind of position we had in the game, but okay. So he played the move I expected. If he moves his queen and I take that, then he's getting crushed. 2 rooks and a pawn for a queen and his king's open. Terrible. So we got to this ending. And when I played bishop takes c5, if you remember that position, when we started, I saw this, and I saw this, 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 this. And I was calculating this. Like king b4, f5, a4. And I was like, that's all winning for me. So, and I was right. Okay. So I'm a pawn up, and I have a 4-3 on the king's side. And here goes my 4-3. Here we go. Okay. Yeah. Okay. And now the last 5 moves or so, the computer says I'm up between 1.5 and 2.7, depending on how long you let the computer think. After my next move, it says I'm up 54. So I must like my next move a lot. What's the best move for white? The most winning.
b4?
That's right.
Wait.
b4. No. b4 check. Now my king gets to go to d4. I like that. Yeah. The truth hurts. And now I'm going to play e6, e7, e8. Good plan. Right? So let's imagine a situation like John Lennon would do, right? Right. Imagine a situation where I do that, and he sacks his bishop, and then he does that, and I sack my bishop. You see what I'm saying? Now his king is here, and my king's over here. Right? Yeah. And that's the absolute best he can do, and he can't do it. So the best he can do is be dead lost. But he can't achieve that. He tried, but...
Trying for such a failure.
Right. I tried to, we had chess base to work, and then, okay. So he played king a3. He was trying to do what I said. Then I went here. Now, he doesn't want me to queen. He wants to sack his bishop for my queen. So he has to go here. Then I went here. Man, I'm mean. And he got to take that pawn now. Yeah. I took with the king, and he resigned, because after here, I wanted to go here. And then that thing I said would happen, but like 5 tempi better for me than what I said. Yeah. So in this position, he resigned. So bishop d7 was probably losing, and then he didn't play the endgame perfectly because I got b4 in. Yeah. All right, so I had 3 out of 4, and then I lost to Sarkar. Then I played one of my former students, Thalia. Okay, and we got this position. And I just played Queen H2, putting it in H. Notice material is equal, but White's king is safe because White's king's on B1. Always play King B1. Black's king is not as safe. I'm threatening queen takes bishop, winning a bishop. If the bishop moves, Queen H7 is winning immediately. So I was like, okay, I guess she's going to resign. Instead, she played by far the best move, confusing the audience, which was me.
Bishop G.
Really good move. Unbelievable move. When I show you the move, you'll be confused. What move are you suggesting?
Bishop G7.
Queen H7.
Yeah, what he said.
Queen 7 check.
Yeah, then you resign. See the queen on H7?
Oh.
Yeah, that's good, isn't it?
Rook and the queen.
Ooh.
Yeah, you like that?
Do this thing with the lines. And
Yeah, then I got G7, and it's horrible. You're too young to look at it. So I was expecting resigns. But instead, she played a move, and I was lucky to win later, because her move's really good. Now, I'll give you a hint, because it's too hard for the class, and too hard for me. What would Morphy do?
Get more pieces into the attack.
No, he would kick an ass or two.
Okay.
Well, he would get, yeah, he would, but it's not an attack. Black's actually defending.
Yeah.
So which black piece is doing Vishwa nothing?
Rook on A8.
Yeah, so she played.
Rook E8.
Close.
Rook D8.
Yeah. Double X clam. Former muscle. No, nothing.
No.
I don't get that one.
X clam, former muscle. Okay, good.
Oh.
I didn't make that up. All right, so now if white plays in obvious fashion, free bishop, right? Okay, takes, and now black gets her bishop back. By taking it. That gets it back. That was quick. Confusing Raj. Raj is like, why can't you take that? You can. Oh, gotcha. And then if I go here, you go here. So good drawing chances for black. White's still better because the C-pawn's hanging, but good drawing chances. Man, Rook D8 was good. Okay, so I thought forever, and I played F4, the best move. She played Queen H5, and I played takes. And the main line that I analyzed, which I thought was winning for me, is correct. But she played better than that. I analyzed this fork. See how my rooks are forked? I take, she takes. I thought taking either way was winning. But I was going to take this way, threatening rook G7 check. So for example, if she takes this, I play rook G7 check, and she thought I was going to take this to do a windmill, but she was going to play rook F6, stopping the windmill. Then bishop takes king G8, there's no windmill. But I didn't even see the windmill. I was just going to go here. Yeah, and then I was going to take that, and I'll have two pawns, two passed pawns. So that was what I was going to do. Okay, now, the only move she can make that's not rook takes D3 is this move. That way when I check, she can go here. Okay? George Thorogood style. Move it on over. Okay, but I was going to play this move. Now let's see who the smartest in the class is. If it was white's turn to move, what's white threatening?
Mate.
Mate, what move?
Rook H8.
Rook H8 mate. Easy to stop.
Except it ain't.
Well, there's one move that stops it.
Exact exchange.
Yeah. Take the bishop. And I got this position in my head, and I was like, this looks good for white. I'm up two pawns, and the C pawn's attacked. My rook's on the 7th rank. Sounds good. And the engine says white's winning. Okay, so that was my intention when I traded queens. And she played a move that I thought lost instantly. because I missed everything. I was like, bishop g4, I win. Hooray for me, because of what I just showed you. But she played bishop f5. And I was like, bishop f5? I refuted that like 5 moves ago. And then I was like, oh, my refutation's wrong. It was bishop takes bishop, rook takes rook, king c2. And I'm threatening everything. For example, king takes rook. Bishop e6 check. And I was like, well, this just wins for me. But then when she played bishop f5, I was like, oh. After I take and go here, she plays rook takes f5, which I didn't see several moves ago. And now we have this ending that's like equal material, sort of. Luckily, it's not equal material because I take this pawn. Whew. Okay, and now she's a young lady, 16 years old, and I'm an old man. This is old man position. Before it was too complicated. Now it's not complicated. Now it's boring. I'm good at that. So she immediately made a bad move. Immediately. She played a tricky move, rook f2. I will explain the tricks. If she plays this move, I go here. Probably winning for white, but I'm not sure. Probably. So she was like, oh, I'm going to go here. Ben will make some stupid move, and then I'll check. And if Ben blocks with the bishop, I'll take the bishop. Then she wins my f-pawn. I can't take with the pawn, my rook's hanging. Take with the rook, my pawn's hanging. And also this threatens my b2 pawn. But I stop bishop g7 by going here. And she can't play bishop g7 because I'll play rook g5. So now she can't do anything. Rook f2 was bad. Now my rook and bishop dominate her bishop. So now I can push my queenside pawns. Put a pawn on the queenside. Also, my king's further advanced than hers. You agree. And she can't move her king. And she can't move her h-pawn. And she can't move her bishop anywhere good. And I'm just going to push my queenside pawns. So rook f2 was bad. Time trouble. Okay. And then I did my old man technique, because I'm an old man. Okay. Old man all the way. Hooray for old man. Yeah. And she was like, where'd my pawns go? And I said, no talking. And she resigned here. And the engine, I thought would say I'm like +2 or 3. It says I'm like +9. The engine likes this pawn a lot. It's like, oh, that's a good pawn. Yeah. So, old man endgame technique after a very complicated game. Okay, this game was 1 move long. Okay, so here white is much, much better, but I have bad news for you. I'm black. Bam. Now my position got much worse. Okay, in this position, I decided to develop my knight. So I played knight d7, and he thought about 15 minutes. And I was walking around, looking at other games, sat down, and he made a move I didn't look at, after which I could resign. Didn't look at it, didn't see it, never considered it. Knight d7 is a blunder, although my position's quite bad. After knight d7, I can resign. Knight d7 was the worst. This move I didn't look at all. Never occurred to me. When he played it, I was like, oh, that's not good. At least I got that part right. So is it a boring move like king h1, or is it a capture or check?
Well, no, it's a boring move because you would have looked at captures and checks.
No, yeah, I would have. That's what you think. And I look at boring moves. I'm an old man. Yeah, exactly. I should look at captures and checks, but I didn't.
So the most forcing looking thing is knight takes f7.
Yeah, that wins immediately. So I have to take it. Otherwise I get smothered mated. So I took, and he takes. Now he's threatening queen takes rook check because I said so. How do you prevent that?
Queen f8.
Yep. And now he played bishop d6. So now he's threatening rook takes knight, attacking my queen. So how do you prevent that? Good luck. What's that?
I'm saying if knight x f6, and I'm looking.
Knight f6.
Yeah.
There is no other move that stops rook takes knight. Takes my knight.
Yeah.
Okay. Then he attacked my queen with his bishop. If my queen moves away, my rook on f7 is hanging, so I have to move my queen to
E8.
e8. Then he did it again. So I have to go back to e8. Then he thought like 7-8 minutes and made the best move. Damn. Damn. Harsh. Damn. Exactly. Now, you remember earlier in the game, like the last 3 moves, when he moved this rook away, right? Remember that? Attacking my queen? If you don't remember, I can show you. There we go. He played rook here attacking my queen. See? I played queen e8. Remember that?
It's a little queen windmill.
Yeah, now I can't play queen e8. I can't. So if he moves his rook here or here, I can't move. My queen's attacked, but I can't move my queen because it's defending my rook. Also, if he takes this rook, I can't take with my queen because my queen's defending my rook. Also, he already has 3 pawns for a piece. And by 3, what do I mean? 4. Right? He's counting.
What?
Is it 4?
White has 7 pawns.
How many does black have?
Black has 3.
So he has 4 pawns for a piece. He's threatening everything. My rook's pinned. My other rook's attacked. My queen's trapped if he moves his rook.
Yeah, doesn't
The computer says plus a lot.
Rook E1 looks good at some point too.
That's also, yeah. And then rook e8, yeah. So I incredibly resigned. And then somebody said, why did you lose? And I said, I got run over by a truck. I didn't see knight f7, then I got run over. Man. Yeah, I was the worst game I've ever beaten in my life. Just got run over. It was embarrassing. Yeah. I didn't see knight f7. Yeah. Okay, last but not least, also not last, this position. This is just a 1-move blunder. So here white's winning. White has the 2 bishops. White has the dark squares, and white has an extra pawn. So I played the correct move in time trouble, queen d6. My opponent was in more time trouble, and my opponent was older than me. He was the oldest player that I played. He was 59. Okay? And he's an Australian organizer and player, and he's from Soviet Russia, but he lives in Australia. Yeah. He's actually an international organizer, organizes tournaments in Australia. Now he blundered. I like that because then I win. Now he's losing here. This actually is reminiscent of my last game. Remember in the last game, the guy's bishop was on d6 and my queen was on f8? Now my queen is on d6 and his rook is on f8. And there's a rook on e7. Except now I'm the winning one, not the losing one. And so if my rook moves anywhere, I'm threatening queen takes rook check. Well, he had seconds on his clock, and he's losing anyway. And he blundered with bishop e4. Very blunderful. What's the winning move? And then he resigned.
Rook takes E4.
Rook takes e4, and now I'm attacking his rook. And I took a bishop. Yeah. And he was like, oh, I think his flag fell too. So I got 2 points for the game. No. Yeah, and then he resigned. Okay, the last one's just for fun, because it's funny. This was the 10-year-old kid who offered me a draw every move. Okay, you asked what his name was? That's his name. Okay, you're the only one who can pronounce his name and tell me where he's from, where his family's from. Is it Mishra everybody?
Yeah,
that's all over India, right? Yeah, that's Pratik's last name, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mostly east and north. You'll never see it in the south.
Never? So he's not from Tamil
Yeah,
Nadu?
he's not South Indian.
Okay.
You gotta have a name.
All right, don't tell him. Don't tell him. What's his nickname for his first name? He can't say all that.
Abhi.
Yeah. He's like, come on, ridiculous. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, in this position, it was really boring game where I was worse, and finally I'm not worse. Finally I'm pressing. And I played rook c5. Because I thought if he played rook b5, he's on this pawn and this pawn. How am I supposed to win? And I said if he trades rooks, then I'm winning. Okay, and he instantly took my rook. He was very happy to do so. I took that way, And he instantly played h4 and offered me a draw. Now, the weird part was when he took my rook, he didn't offer me a draw. That was weird because he offered me a draw every move. So that was strange. Now, the reason this is a draw, as we say in India, he does Vishwa nothing. If you do something, you lose. If you do nothing, you draw. So now I thought for like 10, 15 seconds and I went, oh, this is a dead draw. I can't win because he doesn't do anything. If he does something, then he loses. By not doing anything, what I mean is when I play d5 and or e5, he ignores it. If he doesn't ignore it, then I win. So I realized it was a draw now, but I wanted to get this position to look menacing for the crowd. Okay, he has to ignore it. If he takes it, I win. He just ignores it. I can't win. Taking does nothing, and I can get all the passed pawns I want. If he takes my e5 pawn, I win. He ignores it. He just keeps ignoring it, moves his king around forever. And you're like, but Ben, look at those connected passed pawns in the center. That looks good, doesn't it?
C and the F pawns keep the king.
Yeah, I can't do anything. He moves his king around forever. I can't do anything. It looks good, though.
Did you accept a draw here?
No, here the game, I just said draw and put my hand out. Like the kids do.
But you offered a draw.
No, I said draw. I just said the game's a draw. Right? Like a kid would do that, and he was a kid, so he liked that. Oh, draw with your hand over the board. I know what that is. Yeah. I'm not offering a draw. It is a draw. Yeah. So, yeah, that was the only time in the game he didn't offer a draw in the game and then a draw. Yeah. So, of course, people on the internets, when they were looking at it without their engines, which is rare, they assumed I won because those pawns look pretty good. Then the engine is like, how come the engine doesn't say black's winning? Because he just moves his king back and forth. Like, here. Yeah, I can't get my king in anywhere. Now, let's go back, because this is somewhat instructive for the people in the audience. If he never plays h4, I am winning. I'm not saying he has to play it now, but he does have to play it. Okay, let me show you what I mean. Let's play what he did, but we're not going to play h4. We're just going to we have the same position, okay? Okay, this is the game with his pawn here, right? Now black's winning. What's the winning move?
H4.
h4. Now I win. That's why he played h4. Now I break on through to the other side, like your favorite singer, Jim Morrison, who was in your favorite group, The Doors.
What?
Right. So you agree that I'm breaking through now. Yeah, if he takes it, then I go over here and, I win. Yay. So that's why he played h4 instantly after he traded rooks. Bam. He's like, you can't do anything. Push my center pawn, move his king back and forth. So that's called a fortress. Or as Sting would say, they don't know either. So they're just hoping I don't call on them. No? A fortress around your heart. The police?
Yeah.
What did Sting do in chess that I've never done? You. In chess. You.
You told me, but I forgot.
I know. Yeah, he played Kasparov. I've never played Kasparov. You can go to the internet and type in Kasparov Sting and the game's there. You can look at the game. He played the police in a simul. Not the police you're thinking of.
Oh, the Roy Police?
What? It's a rock group called the Police.
Oh, the police.
Yeah, Sting is worth $500 million. He's the lead singer. Is that good? He's like, I agree with that. I understood that part of the equation. Yeah, also I'm serious. He is worth $500 million. Anyway, I saw Sting in concert in St. Louis, and he talked between songs, like, hey, how you doing? I'm Sting. And at one point he said, in my house in England, well, it's more of a castle. But then he continued. Yeah, I was like, damn. I was like, I live in a castle. He does. Truth hurts. Anyway, the police aren't very good at chess, as you can tell from the Sting game. And Sting's the best one in the group. Man, it's harsh.
If white has a dark squared bishop here.
Here?
Yeah, it's
Yeah, you could probably sack a pawn or two somewhere and be tricky. Yeah. Now here, if he has a dark square bishop here, and I put my king on b6.
Yeah.
Actually, no, because he could play g4. Yeah, he could play g4 and then attack my a pawn.
Okay, so white's still winning.
Maybe. Yeah. Probably.
These are the kinds of positions that doctors would be really bad at, though. If
Yeah.
there was another piece or two.
Right, yeah. They would get confused.
Yeah.
It looks good for black. Yeah. That was the only game I couldn't win. Or lose. Yeah. I wanted to lose or win, not draw, and then it was a draw. You know why I wanted to not draw? Do you know why? I didn't think you knew why. This was my only draw in the whole tournament. I was trying to go a whole tournament with no draws, and I couldn't do it. I tried, and I failed miserably. What's the lesson, Christopher?
Trying is the first step to failure?
Yeah, that's a good answer. I was going to say never try, because that's the next line, but you did good. Yeah. Also, you did well. Right?
Yeah.
Exactly. All right. Those were my positions from Foxwoods that I thought were interesting for the class. You may disagree. The most important thing is you watch the video, you can't unwatch it. This is Grandmaster Ben Finegold, April 28th, class number 1. Not the 1 o'clock class. This is much more advanced. See you guys next time. Bye.